Hello everyone. So I am doing a layout of the 2016 National Scrapbooking Day. I took a photo because I was participating in the Mercedera's 27-day challenge, the National Scrapbooking Day. I don't know what the actual name of it was, but it was on the Facebook site, and I tried to participate in it as much as possible. And one of the things that everybody was doing was taking a selfie of themselves on that day to scrapbook. And so I participated in that part, and I also did 2 layouts, and I followed the challenges, but I don't think I even got them uploaded in time. So I decided to go ahead and scrapbook the photo that I took for that day. And I kind of wanted to talk about what it is that I do, because I've never really scrapbooked about me scrapbooking. And so I thought that that would be kind of fun. And I have another photo that I actually want to really get into, that I had taken, or actually my husband took, of me probably back in February, and it's a really silly photo of me scrapbooking. And so I think I'm going to do that one next, because that was the one that I really wanted to use to tell the story about what it is that I do, because scrapbooking is such a big part of who I am and what I like to do. So I'm using, I believe this is let me see, we're in May, so this must be the April scraptastic kit, and I believe it was called Eloise. And I'm sorry that I don't have any names of the papers that I'm using, but I do believe all of these papers are from that kit. And I had already cut into that kit before I wrote down any of the names. So I wanted to go ahead and rip some of the papers just to kind of, make it a little bit more casual. And I just started with some layers. And I really wanted to make sure that a lot of that floral paper was showing, because it had all of the colors. The yellows and the navies and the reds and stuff that I wanted to use. And I really wanted to make sure that I included yellow as one of my main colors, because that is the color of my craft room at the time, or at this time. And I just love yellow. It's very sunny and bright, and I live in a very gloomy part of the States. It's very gloomy here. And typically we don't get a lot of sun, so, making my craft room nice and yellow reminds me of warmth. So I'm just going to go ahead and title this N.S.D, which is for National Scrapbooking Day, and I'm going to go ahead and put down 2016. And these letters are actually from an older kit. I believe these are Jelly Bean alphas, and they're not sticky. They're just like almost like a plasticky kind of chipboard. And so I did have to glue those down. And I just love these letters. I love how bright they are, and they're really fun. The only thing I don't like is digging through them trying to find the letters that I need, but I find it somewhat soothing, so it's really not that bad. And I did go through my stash for embellishments, because most of the embellishments from this kit that I was using don't really pertain to the layout. And so I just went through, I have all of my embellishments categorized by color, and so that makes it a lot easier for me when I'm looking for things for a layout. I just like to pull the boxes. I have one of those large iris containers that have multiple photo boxes inside, and in each photo box I just kind of separated by each color. And I know that that's not a new concept. Other people have done that. And so that works really, really well for me. And so I pulled my teal and my yellow and my pink, because those were the main colors that I really wanted to use. And then I also pulled my We Are Memory Keepers circle punch, and that thing I got it at a garage sale years back, and it's just sticks, but I don't want to get rid of it, and I don't want to buy a new one yet, because I like the convenience of the punch, but I know that they're quite expensive to replace, so I'm going to hang on to it until it doesn't punch for me anymore. So I pulled this yellow tab. I love to use tabs with my photos. I don't end up using that one. I'm going to switch it out for a pink one that has a camera, and I thought that that really went with my layout because of the photos that I like to take. I'm going to go ahead and use one of these rub-ons. I have a lot of rub-ons left that I haven't used, and I really want to get them used because I do know they go bad. And so I just wanted to place that up there because that's where I'm going to be putting my journaling. And, oh, and I pulled some of my brads, so I'm using some of those. That's one of the things I love about using my stash, is that I'm getting things that, I wouldn't typically use on my layouts, or I intend to use, but tend to overlook because of my kits. And so this little banner piece just has 5 stars, and I'm just going to go ahead and cut a small white border around it. And then I'm going to go ahead and put it down on my layout on the bottom. That's one of the things that I like to do also. I'm going to end up having 4 clusters, 4 very small clusters on this layout. I was very excited that I got to use these those scissors from my kit. I've had those for a while, and I just didn't see myself really using them. I've been waiting for a chance to, so I was really excited when I found them as I was looking through my color-coded embellishments. I was thinking, yes, that will work perfect. What am I doing now? Oh, I'm getting my little top cluster done, and the little pink banner piece says today, and the little octagon shape says yeah. And so I'm just going to kind of layer those together, and I'm going to add a brad, and I'm going to put them above the NDS, or N.S.D, sorry. And I'm going to explain what the N.S.D stands for, just in case, there's going to be people that are going to look at this in the future that are not going to know what that is. And so I do kind of go into that. I just give a brief explanation in my journaling. And so I'm going to add another brad down here with that banner piece, and I put Lovely Day on top of the yellow banner, that little pink puffy sticker, and then I'm adding a little brad. And then I decided to go ahead and put pop dots underneath each side, mainly because the back of the brad, it's kind of thicker, and it was making it kind of stand up a little funny. So I thought if I put a pop dot, maybe it would lay a little bit better. So I went ahead and pop dotted both sides. And I also did that with the little pink embellishment up by the title. I went ahead and put that on pop dots also. And when I'm putting any kind of, this is like a really thick vellum scissor piece. And whenever I put any kind of thing like that's somewhat see-through, I like to use my Xyron, the little sticker maker. And I just love using that because it just makes it so easy. You can't see any of the adhesive behind it, and then you just kind of place it down. Either that, or I like to staple if it's within a place that I could staple, but I didn't feel like adding any staples to this layout. And then I just kind of went ahead and laid together this rocks. That's a vellum piece, and I laid it together kind of off center with that yellow circle piece that I had cut out with my Memory Keeper's punch. And it kind of has a starburst behind it. I know it's kind of difficult to see, but that's why I kind of wanted to offset it so that you could see the starburst coming out from behind. And I wanted to layer it up with some paper so that you could really read that it says "This Rocks." And that little piece that says "So You," I'm just kind of talking about, it implies that is just something that I love. And I'm going to go ahead and use some of these little words. This is something that I don't typically get to use. For some reason, I don't use a lot of words on my layout, the little word stickers, and that is something that I want to make sure that I start using when I get them in my kits. And this is actually from a really old kit. And so I'm using the So Much Fun, and the one I'm placing now says My Favorite, and it's my favorite hobby. So I thought that worked well. And the next one I'm going to pick is the best part. And I put that up with the that little cluster up there because it says the best part and then it says today and and then it's talking about N.S.D. So I'm just kind of implying that that's kind of the best part of my day today. And then I'm going to go ahead and make my journaling lines, and I'm going to journal. And it says, for as long as I can remember, I have enjoyed crafting. I just never really got obsessed with it until a few years ago. I don't even really know how it all happened, but I now make cards, scrapbook pages on a weekly basis, and I love to celebrate National Scrapbooking Day. All right, thanks all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Bye.